So this tutorial is to introducing and demonstrating how can we export the data frames to R data and CSV and XLS documents on your local machine. Well, from tutorial 1, we have created a patient data frame that including 3 patients' information such as their names, their body temperature, and etc. So let's display this patient data frame again to see. It kind of looks like an Excel table because it has 3 rows of 3 different patients and 6 different columns of indicating different features of the patient. Before saving and exporting, we have to set our working directory. We will use setWD function together with the folder you want the working directory, the path of the folder you want your working directory to be. And let me run this. So here we can see that my working directory has already changed to the lab 1 on my desktop. Now I want to save the data frame to a file called patient.rdata. So I will use save function. So they have 2 mandatory parameters for this save function. First one is the data frame, and second one is the file name and the file path you want your data frame to be saved. So here we already set our working directory, so this file will automatically saved under that path. So we only need to define its name. So I will name it as patient.rdata. Please note to remember to attach this rdata extension to the file name, so it will save as rdata. So here I successfully saved this as the patient.rdata. Let me just see where it is. So here you can see it has been saved under lab 1 on my desktop. And next, I want to save all the functions and variables generated into an environment.rdata file. So I will use the save.image function. It will save all the variables and functions and data I have generated here. So let me click run. Oh, also remember to add this .rdata extension to this file name. And remember to put a double quotation around this file name. And let's see, it's right here. This file has been successfully saved again. Not again. Sorry. So next, I want to export this data frame because this data frame looks like a table, and I want to export it to a CSV file for further usage, for further editing. So I will use this function called write.csv. And the 2 mandatory parameters are also the data frame and the file name and file path. If you have any questions about this function, please remember to use the help function right here. So you can see here, those 2 mandatory parameters are here. The rest of them are default values. So let me run this write.csv function and let's see. Well, new CSV document has been saved under here. So let's open it. So it is exactly same copy of the data phrase. We can also export this data phrase to an XLS document, but we need to use the function called write.xls, and this function is included in the package write.xls. So if you haven't installed this package yet, you can use install.packages and then use the parentheses to include the package name to install the package first. So it will show here, it will like downloading all the functions. And then after you install this package, you still need to load the package using library function. So now you can see the library has this package has been successfully loaded. And then I want to use this write_xls function. Let's see the help. What help I can get from the help bundle. So it requires at least 2 parameters, the data phrase and also Excel file name, similar to the previous one. It's different from the write.csv is that you need to quote the data phrase name. And let's run this. So see here, it has been successfully run. So let's see if we have, we have a new file, new Excel file code page. So let's open it. Next, we will introducing and demonstrating how can we import data from CSV files. Like a lot of data sets are in CSV files and we want to import them into our environment and we want to analyze those data sets using RStudio. So here are some commonly used functions. The mostly useful function is read.csv function. You will need two mandatory. You will need at least one mandatory parameters. One is the file name and the file location. I already set the working directory, so I can use just the file name here because this file has been saved under my working directory. But if you do not have working directory, you can use the full location, full path of this file. Noted here, we also use the strings as factors equals to false because we do not want the R to recognize and convert every character features variables to factors because normally that's not the case. And if you have any question about read.csv function, you can still use this question mark to open up the help window. Another way to open the CSV file, I think it's really helpful because I usually use this method, is to pop up a Windows and you choose from that Windows and choose the file from your computer. If you do not know the exact location of the dataset file, or you don't like to enter the file path, so I will change this path to a function called file.choose. So let's run it to see. It will directly pop up a window, and I can choose, okay, this is the document I need. I just click open. And notice that after I import the data used car.csv to the dead cars, I have the data cars right under my environment, and you can open it as a table format, so it is more clear. And it will show you have totally 150 observations and 6 variables. Well, like the data frames and matrix, you can also select certain column and certain rows to import. Here, we only want to import the year and model columns to the data cards 2. And for the data cards 3, we only want the first and second columns of data to be imported. So we'll add this bracket and include only the what is this? We will leave the row index blank, but indicating the column index. So let's run this too. So you can see here. So this is data cards, and this is data cards 2. So you have only 2 columns, years and model. And data card 3, and we have, well, still this is the first column, this is second column. So these 2 lines of arguments serve the same purpose. And after you import your CSV file to your RStudio, normally you want to get to know your dataset a little bit. So here are some basic functions for you to try. The first one is summary. So it will compute some of the, such as the average, the mean, the minimum, the max for the numeric variables, but for the character variables, it just counts the number. And you can also use structure function to see, okay, you have 2 features, 2 variables. The first one is year, and the type is integer. You have second variable is model, and the type is character. And I can also use length, this function, to see, okay, I only have 2 columns. So this is basically what we have for tutorial 2, importing and exporting the data frame and data. Thanks for your time and thanks for listening. Bye.